Hey y'all, Michelle Raza here with the Finding Yourself Book Club. Today we're going to be discussing Lindsay Gibson's Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. We left off last time I talked about this series on chapter 8. So today we're going to cover chapter 9, the stories from chapter 9, how it feels to live free of roles and fantasies. If you haven't had a chance, please do check out our website. We're at www.findingyourselfsatx.com. There you can fill out a contact form and submit it to us. You can also download our life balance questionnaire. Go ahead and take it and then send us an email. Our contact information is on our website. Thank you. Okay, chapter 9, how it feels to live free of roles and fantasies. Jason's story. Jason's story is under the freedom to be human and imperfect. Jason, a successful college professor and amateur artist, had been depressed for years. He'd grown up with an arrogant, critical father and a self-preoccupied mother, neither of whom had any patience for him. Jason had internalized a very negative, perfectionistic inner parental voice that constantly evaluated him. No matter what Jason did, that inner voice had something deflating to say about it. Anytime he failed to perform as perfectly as that inner voice demanded, he instantly reacted with self-judgment and self-loathing. In addition, he could never tell if he really wanted to do something or just thought he wanted to because the voice said he should. Fortunately, in the course of therapy, Jason became aware of the connection between this inner voice and his disapproving parents. Like his parents, this negative voice criticized all of his choices, constantly undermining his self-confidence. Instead of accepting it as the voice of reason as he had for years, Jason finally recognized it as the disembodied voice of his parents and understood its destructive agenda. Once he was able to hear the voice for what it was, Jason realized that he didn't have to believe it when it told him he was being bad, selfish, or lazy. Instead of forcing himself to do things perfectly because the voice told him to, he started asking himself questions to clarify his own desires. When he felt dread about doing something, instead of forcing himself to do it, Jason paused and asked himself, "Are my needs part of this picture? Am I the biggest part of the picture? And what's the balance between my own needs and what the voice is saying I have to do?" Jason had lived his whole adult life approaching tasks with the thought, "Oh damn, I have to do this." Now, he saw more alternatives, asking himself, "Do I really have to do it right now? And if it's necessary, how and when am I going to fit in the other things I want to do?" He learned to first ask himself what he wanted to do, making choices on his own behalf and beating the inner voice to the punch. By taking a moment to deliberately think about what he really wanted, Jason was at last freeing himself from the tyranny of his inner voice. And now under the section, Freedom to Suspend Contact, Aisha's story. Aisha, a 27-year-old woman with a successful career in TV reporting, struggled with depression and low self-esteem. Her mother, Ella, had always called Aisha a problem child. Although Ella doted on Aisha's little brother, she was critical and exacting toward Aisha. Aisha felt she could never please Ella, but she kept trying to make her proud anyway. However, Ella kept harping on the things that Aisha didn't do perfectly. Ella also couldn't resist mocking Aisha in front of other people, including her boyfriends. Although Aisha confronted Ella about these behaviors many times, it never seemed to help. Ella always feigned innocence and even used Aisha's tears and anger as further proof that she was a bad child who treated her mother poorly. Aisha became so sensitized to Ella's derogatory comments that a simple dinner together often deteriorated into tears before the evening was over. Once Aisha decided to break off contact with Ella, her stress levels decreased markedly. no longer exposed to hurtful interactions with Ella, Aisha felt happier than she ever had. She worried that she was a bad person for not seeing her mother, but she couldn't deny how much better she felt and how much more self-esteem she had without Ella in her life. Aisha's boyfriend even remarked on how much more relaxed she seemed. Months later, Aisha brought a card from her mother to a therapy session to read to me. Although Ella clearly meant it as a plea to resume contact, her mother's words only confirmed why she needed to keep her distance. In an act of pure self-justification, Ella had only written about her feelings and how she'd never done anything but love Aisha. She showed no empathy for Aisha and didn't take any responsibility for her hurtful behavior. Aisha had explained her hurt feelings to her mother many times. There was no mystery about why Aisha had broken off contact. Any mystery existed only in Ella's mind. Her idealized fantasy of being a loving mother simply didn't leave any room for Aisha's feelings to exist. Now we have Brad's story under Freedom to Set Limits and Choose How Much to Give. Brad had his hands full with a demanding job, 4 children, and a shaky marriage. Although he was under a lot of stress, he agreed to let his irascible mother, Ruth, move in with his family after she lost the lease on her apartment following an argument with her landlord. Soon after Ruth moved in, Brad discovered that his wife had been having an affair, which almost destroyed their marriage. Around the same time, Brad's teenage daughter was caught smoking pot at school. Ruth showed no sensitivity to the tension in the house. In fact, she added to it by expressing her opinions whenever she felt like it. If she felt snubbed, she would slam doors, yell at the children, and swear at the pets. Brad felt like he was nearing a breakdown. Brad saw that he had to choose between his health and his mother's sense of entitlement. He'd repeatedly tried talking to Ruth about her behavior, but it hadn't helped. Ruth continued to try to rule the roost and was often unpleasant to Brad's children and their friends. Brad finally asked Ruth to move into a rental townhouse they owned on the other side of town. Ruth was stunned. She never saw it coming, just as she never understood why her landlord insisted she leave. Brad was tactful, but remained firm. Predictably, Ruth erupted with, "You don't love me!" Brad kept to the subject. "We don't have to have a big scene to have a change of circumstances. We love you, but it's time for you to go. It isn't our job to take care of you. You are capable of caring for yourself." "Are you going to charge me rent?" his mother asked. "Yes, and we'll have to charge you more if you want to include utilities." In our next session, Brad reviewed this encounter and described how he didn't let himself get needled. Instead, he told himself, "I'm not going there this time," and kept his focus on the outcome he wanted from the talk, for Ruth to move out. Brad had finally realized how much stress Ruth was adding to an already difficult living situation. With her in the house, my blood pressure felt like it was sky high. I used to tell myself to make it work, but the fact is, I don't want to make it work with her. I have the energy, but it's not what I want to do. Brad had started seeing things differently. Being a member of a family doesn't give anybody free rein to treat people like crap. Okay. Let me just see how many stories I have here. I think I might want to continue in the next video. Okie doke, I will continue in the next video with chapter 9, stories from chapter 9. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Really love your comments. Thank you for subscribing if you're a subscriber. It doesn't cost you a dime, but it means a lot to us little humble YouTubers. And yeah, if you want to chat, look on my website, www.findingyourselfsatx.com. First consult is always free, so if we haven't had a discussion before, we'll definitely make time and chat with you. If you want to go over the life balance questionnaire, we can do that. Or we can just have a free form conversation. Don't want to make it stressful or feel like homework for you. So thanks for being here with me. We'll talk more about this book next time. Take care. Oh, sorry, before I so I've been posting every other video session, so like in 2 videos is when we'll be talking about this again. All right, take care. Bye.